Hello and welcome to my repair for a TDI window winder assembly that has broken with a common problem that the nylon runners crack or completely break up. Here's an example of one that has done just that. As you can see, part of the nylon has given way, and although I've tried to glue these back together, they hold in the short term, but finally this piece breaks right off, leaving you either with a stud or the shaft, as this piece is shown here. I don't know if you can see that. You need to get this off before starting the repair that I'm about to show you. Having looked around on the internet, hoping to find a replacement part that could have been drilled into these riveted on parts, been unable to do so, so came up with a solution that seems to have fixed this quite successfully. I'm not going to embarrass anybody by explaining how to get the window winder assembly out of your Discovery, and this repair also works for the rear window winder. This is a front one shown, but the rear ones are exactly the same, except they only have one of these nylon rollers. Now, the front window winder assembly actually has three. There's one on the end of the main arm. This is the one that's actually broken in this case, and they also have two, one each end on the floating arm that actually controls the window to stop it tipping as it comes up and down. Now, to do the repair, this is what you need. Basically what I have here is a plumber's gas torch, some flux, some plumber's solder, something to light the gas with, a pair of pliers, some nice coarse sandpaper of some sort or other just to rough the surfaces up, and a little bit of soldering expertise. The whole thing though is centred around this, a simple 10p coin. Now if I take that 10p coin and put it underneath, or in fact I can put it on top of this roller here, you'll see the 10p coin just happens to be exactly the right size for this. What we're actually going to do is quite simply solder the 10p coin on the top of the stud. It really is as simple as that. Basically you need to tin the two surfaces. If you really don't know about soldering, then this may come a bit difficult, but I'm sure if you're up to taking the window winder assembly out of your Discovery, ask somebody, ask a friend who's done a bit of plumbing. You basically need to tin the surface of this completely with solder, and you tin the surface of the 10p one side. Obviously rough these up with the sandpaper block as I showed you, cover them carefully in flux, so there's plenty of flux on there, and then apply the heat with a gas torch, tin both surfaces, and finally bring the two pieces together so that the coin sits as near central on that stud as you can. Heat the whole lot up, let it solder together, let it cool down. All you have to do after that is to put extra grease in the runner that this sits in, and you're away. I've had one of these working now for a considerable amount of time with absolutely no problems whatsoever. I will show you a couple of photos of the part finished article straight after this video. Okay, now due to the fact I couldn't hold the camera while I was doing this, because you sort of need two hands, one for the solder and one for the gas torch, I've laid the 10p coin next to this. Obviously keep it away from any of the other nylon pieces that are good. Don't go having the arm swung around close and melting a good one. And as you can see, I've now tinned both the end of the stud and one side of that 10p coin. I'm just letting it cool down enough to be able to handle it, and I'm now going to turn it and pick it up with the pliers, because it will still be quite hot, and all the surrounding metal is going to be hot as well, so you must be careful obviously. I'm going to pick the coin up here and turn it over and place it. If I can do this with one hand, I may have to put the camera down, but I'm going to place this back on here like this, so that it's nice and central. As you can see from underneath, it wants to be in exactly the right place. Give or take a little bit. There's a bit of leeway on these, so if it's not exactly in the middle, it won't make huge amounts of difference, so try and get it as close as you can. I'm now going to use the torch just to heat the whole thing up until the solder melts and the coin actually adheres to that, then let it cool down before I move it. The finished job basically, I'm just going to try and show you from underneath what this looks like, and as you can see, I've pretty much got that coin central on there. One thing to watch out for is be careful you don't get blobs of solder actually dropping down on the underside of the coin, just under here. If you do, you just need to get something to knock those off. Sorry, I didn't show you that. I was trying to do two things at once. You need to be careful you don't get solder blobs actually underneath that surface, because they will interfere with when it goes into the sliding channel. But there it is, and you'll be amazed actually how strong that is. Nice cheap repair, basically costs you 10p. Here I am back in the car, about to reassemble. A couple of things to think about. Have a look around at the bottom of the door. You may find pieces of the old nylon lump. Here it is in the bottom here. Obviously they will rattle around and annoy you, so you want to take those out if you can do so, if you can find them. So we'll just lift that one out. And secondly, the sliding channels that you actually put the whole thing back into, if you look on the ends of them, you'll see, and I don't know if you can see that in here, that they are folded in just on the very tips. I don't know if you can just about make that out. They're folded in to stop them sliding off the nylon runners. You will need just to pop a screwdriver in the end and straighten them out like this one, just to reassemble, so you can slide this back over the new runners that you've made, including the one you've made with the 10p. Don't forget, make sure you put plenty of grease in here, because you're going to have a metal runner running against metal, and it will need some serious lubrication, so plenty of nice thick grease in the runner before you put it in, and that should be it. Give it a go. Good luck with your repair. Got to mention, when you're reassembling this, I said to you about opening the ends of one of the on the channels, one of the ends. You can see here that I'm just showing you with the screwdriver. This is the opening side of the door. This is the hinged end. You can see inside the door. Obviously, this is the right-hand door, and it will be the opposite side on the left-hand door. It is important that you open up the end of this channel on the opening end of the door. This is because to get this channel back in, you keep the window winder in a down position, and you slide it in first of all by sliding it right up inside the door. I don't even see this. This goes right up inside the door here to get the first end on, and then you slide this down and across and then over the other slot, which I'm trying to do. And you can see this is actually the repaired one that we have here. I don't know if you can just about make that out. There's the little 10p sliding in there, but as you can see, it's quite a good fit in there.